Life is a Circle Part 1. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a man named Kofi. Kofi was a cunning and ambitious man, but his ambition often came at the expense of others. However, Kofi saw his family not as a source of love and support, but as an opportunity. As he grew older, Kofi began to manipulate his relatives. He would borrow money from his siblings, promising to repay them, but never did. He convinced his aging parents to transfer the deeds to their land and properties into his name, assuring them it was only for safekeeping. Bit by bit, he stripped his family of their wealth, leaving them with little more than the clothes on their backs. Kofi used his ill-gotten gains to build a grand house on the edge of the village, far removed from the people he had wronged. He married a woman from a neighboring town who was unaware of his treachery, and together they had 3 children, Kwame, Essie, and Ama. Kofi raised his children to value wealth above all else, teaching them that the ends always justified the means. He told them stories of how he had worked hard to acquire everything they had, conveniently leaving out the part where he had stolen it all from his own family. As the years passed, Kofi's children grew up in luxury, but they also grew up with his selfish values deeply ingrained in them. Kwame, the eldest, was shrewd and calculating, always looking for ways to gain an advantage over others. Essie, the middle child, was charming but deceitful, using her wit to manipulate those around her. Ama, the youngest, was ruthless, willing to do whatever it took to get what she wanted. When Kofi grew old and frail, his children began to see him as an obstacle rather than a provider. They knew the wealth he had accumulated was rightfully theirs, or so they believed. One by one, they began to chip away at their father's fortune, just as he had done to his own family years before. Kwame convinced Kofi to sign over the deeds to the house, claiming it would make it easier to manage the property in his old age. Essie emptied their father's bank accounts, saying she needed the money to invest in the family's future. Ama sold off the remaining land, pocketing the profits without a second thought. By the time Kofi realized what was happening, it was too late.